Gameful Odds. This is our second run at this because unfortunately we had a bug lobby not too long ago, which is why we're a bit late starting. Just getting the last few drivers in, and then hopefully we should get underway pretty quick. Only Cody's could manage to screw up starting qualifying, honestly. They're the only ones capable of it. So let's get opened up, ready for any comments that might come in, because we know Osso likes to throw in comments, and maybe his Ozone will join us tonight, keep things interesting.
Yeah, let's hope for the best. The first two persons in the lobby at the top is the Ferrari guys. You think they're going to get a 1-2 today? Is that a sign of what's going to happen in the race?
You never know, but I mean, as it stands with the current championship order for these guys, I know Drofter has already won, but you got Don Rabico is second. You've got League of Ireland Colin is third, and then you've got Bruges is fourth and Albi is fifth. So, and Dan, the other Ferrari driver, is actually in P7 in the championship standings. So there's still some positions to be played for there, but as I said, Drofter has already won. So
yeah, definitely. You think in this race then Dan will be able to topple the invincible Drofter?
Oh, that's going to be a tall order, isn't it? That is going to be a very tall order for him there.
It will be, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's hope for some pretty entertaining racing from Tier 1 in this penultimate race of the CDR Season 3 for Tier 1. This is the penultimate race. Bahrain. We've got one more to go. I think it's Japan, right?
Yep, we've got Suzuka is our last race. So that
Yes,
will be next
indeed.
week.
So let's hope for some really quick times. What times are you expecting from Tier 1? I mean, this is the top tier.
This is the first time I'm doing comms for Tier 1. I'm usually Tier 2, so I don't even know what times to expect from these guys. You know, it's I know they're going to be fast, though.
I would say I do a 27.2, so I'm going to say someone is going to do a 26.2, and Drofter will probably do a 25.2.
I'm going to say I'm expecting to see some of these guys into the low 26s, high 25s,
sure.
maybe. I know that some of the Tier 2 guys, they were talking their times are just breaking into the 26s, into the high 26s and low 27s, so I'm kind of expecting about another second on that. So, but yeah, we'll see. Honestly, that's all we can do at this point is just see, because these guys are completely new to us. So it's
pretty hard to crack. But you know, these guys, as we said, these are the top guys in CDR.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, the thing about Bahrain is that the good thing is that the curbs are actually reasonably shallow. So
besides turn 12.
Yes. Yeah, you can position your cars pretty decently around most of them.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, the only one that people avoid is turn 12, because that is one of those, it's an instant spinner. Just the same as turn 2 in Spain. You touch that curb and you're going to go around, you know. But besides that, you're right, the curbs are very low in most places.
Yeah.
So I'm just
and by taking the curb, you definitely shorten the lap by quite a bit, so you get
for sure.
You save a lot of time, but it becomes very risky when you're doing it in the race, because now the car is full of fuel, is actually lower, and sometimes
for sure.
If you're on the limit with that ride height, it can actually bottom out. So Bahrain is about taking a risk.
It is, yeah. I mean, for sure. I mean, these guys, some of them have still got quite a lot to play for, you know, in terms of their position within the championship. And I know the tier 2s are the same. I believe actually tier 2 could be won tonight with a good result from one of the drivers. You know, it's pretty close there. But then, as you know yourself, the tier 3s at the minute are kind of the biggest late action for, you know, so many drivers that can still win. So.
Yeah,
But
most definitely.
we're currently on board with Red Dog, who is just about to end Sector 1 with a 28-1 for his first time around. So we'll see how he gets on with his lap, and then we'll go and see some other laps that are going on. He looks like he's just coming up onto the back of a Ferrari as well as he comes through turn 10. I wonder which one that is. Can only be one or two guys.
Yes, I think that Ferrari would be Dan.
Yeah, it might well be. So his Sector 2
Dan.
time, just as he exits turn 12 then, is a 106 flat. Oh, takes a lot of curb at 13 and almost runs wide on the exit as well, so that was close to an invalidation as that Ferrari does now come out of the way. In fact, there's both Ferraris there.
Yep. These cars are so fast that sometimes you forget that last turn is a 14 and 15.
Yeah, that's
and
a
not just one.
27.9 now. Well, 8.99, but we're not going to argue over 1,000th.
Yeah, definitely one.
So we'll jump on board with Teddy Henke now, who is coming around turn 9 and 10.
He's a reserve?
No, Teddy Henke was a tier 3 driver, but at the beginning of the season, but he was so fast that he actually got moved up into tier 1. He's a regular tier 1 driver now.
Wow.
So as we start getting some faster times in there, we've got a 27.495 from Noodles, and Robin FR is just putting a 27.388, so they are creeping slowly back towards that 27 mark. As Henke's just coming around the last corner there.
This looks like it's going to be a good time.
27.455, so that's P2. We'll jump on board with Danny. He's just gone purple middle sector with a 105.547. I had to look back at the stream to see it then because it disappeared off my screen. As Bruce comes through with a 27.285.
Time is going to be quick from Dan.
27.1 dead. That is a great time. But then some of these other guys are faster. Drofter with a 33.1. But I do think there was a possibility he might have been giving his teammate a tow at one point, so that would explain why he was a bit slower there. So I'm sure he's on for a lap now.
Right.
As S6 goes 26.8. I did say we're going to see these guys into the 26s, and I still think there'll be more in it as the track evolves later into qualifying. So who we got on? We got THX, so we'll watch him now as he's just started his lap. He's going around turn 1. I need to stop moving my wheel. I'm using my wheel to control everything, and I keep moving my wheel along with the way that the drivers will be turning. I really need to not do that.
Yeah, definitely use your control when you're doing comms.
28.1, and that's a purple first sector as well. That's a good line, just clipping the apex of the curb there through turn 8. And down in through 9 and 10. I find 10 is the one, a little bit of tail step out there he got, but 10 is the one that you've got to turn right in on, or you just can't get around it.
Yeah, that one is very, very.
Drofter goes 26.6. But that is a 105.2 from THX, so that is purple middle sector.
Yeah, turn 10 is very, very tricky. You really have to. You can lose so much time there if you don't get it right, because you can take it too cautiously and lose a lot of time. But
Or
if
you
you
can
get it right, you
overdo it
can
and
make
shoot
up.
wide.
Yep, exactly.
And that's a 26.7 from THX, so that's only a 20, 30 thousandths or so, roughly, off of Drofter's time, so that's pretty good time there. So who else have we got out on a
I,
lap
I,
then?
I,
We
I,
got Hamster out.
I'm going to put this out there. Who can master turn 1 and 10 can easily get the fastest time here, because there's so
Yeah.
much time to lose out of those corners in terms of not getting the maximum amount of traction, because they generally extend to a long run.
Yeah, I mean, turn
So
one, if you
you can
get that wrong, you get a bit wobbly through 2 and 3 as well if you can't get your power down.
but what I've actually found is in actually inducing oversteer, so that the car wraps around turn 2 so that you get straighter a lot quicker.
Run out 3, yeah.
Yeah, I found that you can save probably about 2.5 tenths pretty easily. It's risky though, because you obviously have to push the car on the limit. By inducing a bit of oversteer, you can push a bit too much. But
Yeah, the
yeah,
last
there's so
thing you
much
want to
time to
do is
find.
overdo it.
Yep, exactly. There's so much time to find and lose that Bahrain. So it's who
So,
dares to be the bravest that will really get pole here today.
well, I know Hamster was on for a good time because he did purple sector 1, I missed sector 2. But he's just about to cross the line, so we'll see what he can do. And that is a 27.5. I did expect just a little bit more from that than he actually managed to put out there. So who else have we got then? So we got one of the McLarens on a lap here, who just crosses the line as well and goes P3. So who else have we got? Let's watch. That'll be the other Colin who's in tonight. So I think he got a purple sector 1 there, but I didn't see his time, it just flicked up purple as I went on board, so we'll see what his sector 2 time looks like. See, with this track it's a combination of you need speed and you need downforce. You've got to find the balance between the two and being able to get the power down fast enough.
Yep,
And that's
most
a purple
definitely.
middle of 105.1. This has been the track that I found the hardest to make a setup work for me, as I've been trying to get some practice in this week. I've been managing to get setups for every other track, but this one I've been finding a little bit of trouble getting. And
Yeah,
that
I
is
have
a
a decent
26.597.
setup I'm happy with for this track. It's just the rear, which is the most important. You don't want to make it too safe, because then you lose a lot of time out to the slow traction zones, which Bahrain has a couple of them that are important. But you also want that comfort, knowing that you can kind of push
Yeah.
the car. So it's finding that balance that's important around here.
Absolutely. Can you just either turn on your TV or whatever it is that I can hear the car engines from? Because I can actually hear it down my headset, which means they'll be able to hear it on the stream as well.
No problem.
I have to do the same thing. I have to turn my TV down as well as my master volume.
Yeah.
So, right, so that box is set at 26.6. So Drofter's now dropped into P3. And we do have a comment coming through. Nicky, Osso in Tier 1, impressed. Well, we'll just have to see how Osso gets on. I would say I'd jump on for a lap with him, but he's done one and gone back in the garage, so... Let's see, we've got Albie, who is on a lap, so we'll jump on with him as he goes P14. And we've got a couple of guys out there on out lap, so Jay Hartnell has just started his lap, so we'll sit on for a lap with him. As he goes into turn 4.
Just change my headphones to see if we get better audio, because your audio is definitely showing right up. I'm not sure what mic you're using, but it's definitely better than mine.
To be fair, I went out and got a wireless one that Kieran pointed me towards because I was having trouble with mine. And it's just purely because I do a lot of comms, so I needed a better headset.
Okay, I got you, 100%.
It's not too bad when you're just chatting to the guys, but when you're doing comms every week, you've got to sound just a little bit better. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing comms twice a week here for CDR, and then I've got another league I do comms for as well. So, you know, I do 3 or 4 days a week where I'm on comms. So, and that's Jay just coming around the last corner. See what time he puts in. 26, 27. That's a 27.2, and he goes just a little bit slower than Dan, so he drops into P8. So we'll drop on here with the Haas as he purples sector 1 at 28.1.
Yeah, somebody's probably going to get him 125, but it's actually going to be very, very difficult for tier 1 to get a full 6 times cleared, even with track evolution.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that I heard Dan talking about on the tier 3 comms the other day. It's amazing the speed difference for tier 3 between Q1 and Q3 with track evolution. It's something you don't really see within tiers 1 and 2 because they're just fast anyway, you know?
Right.
So
yeah, I think they also have.
it's alright, I heard you cut out there.
No, I was saying that I think also too that tier 1 and 2.
What is going on with your mic? You broke up again.
I'm breaking.
Yeah, you're breaking up. I'm struggling to hear you.
Playing another mic.
Yeah, no problem. I can take over while you're sorting out your mic. So we're on board with Osso at the minute because we have got one of the Ozone in. Impressed to see Osso in tier 1, so we'll just sit on board with him for a lap. It's strange to see him in an Alfa Romeo, being is my teammate for Williams in tier 3. But he's going for it. Oh, that was a lot of curb there though. Didn't want to take that much curb at turn 10. As he comes up now towards turn 11 and the dreaded turn 12. Just got to stay off that curb. Also knows well enough to stay off that curb. And around 13 you can take a lot of curb at 13. And we do have what appears to be a Red Bull not moving. Oh, he's going again now. Out on the track there, somewhere in sector 1. Around the last corner. Could have took a bit of curb on that last corner, but he didn't. And that's a 28.9, which is actually slower than his previous lap. So we've got a few guys out there with a couple of minutes left. They've got to get these last laps in. Let's just see what Red Dog's doing on his lap. As that is SX retired, but I believe that's in the pits because he hasn't dropped down the order. So.
Alright, I'm back with the worst mic, but hopefully it's not as laggy.
THX is retired. Yeah, you sound a lot better again now. Henk is retired.
Okay, good.
Ooh. Does Henky think he can't go any faster because he is very, very close to the drop zone? It's an interesting retirement. Jay Hartnell also retires, so he must feel like he's safe. Or he hasn't got the time to get out, of course, because that could be the other answer. As Red Dog doesn't manage to go any faster on that lap. So let's see how Osso's doing. He's slightly down as he goes through sector 1, but sector 2 time is now 2/10 slower. So we could be losing Osso in Q1 here. That will not make Nicky very happy. See Osso out already. Let's see what Hamster's doing.
Yeah, currently on the top block is Hamster, Egg Stooge, also Bosso, Basket and Meal, and Red Dog.
Yeah.
They're four all on the track right now, so they'll definitely be pushing hard to ensure that they get into that top 15
Yeah, I
to get
mean,
into Q2.
I am actually sitting on board with Hamster in a minute, and he only needs to find just over a tenth. And he could actually knock Teddy Henke down, who has retired.
Yeah, because he's already 2 times up on his time in Sector 1.
Exactly, so this could see Teddy Henke replaced by Hamster. And he is pushing that car.
Yep. I think he got a really good exit on that.
Yeah,
turn
out
10.
of turn 10, yeah.
Yeah, he took a lot of speed into it as well. Through it and out of it, so he took that really well.
The thing is, when you know that you're on your last potential lap and you're in the drop zone, you just throw everything at it. 7/10 up, he purples the middle sector. Oh, and almost runs wide on the exit of 13.
Yeah, I think he handled it though. I think that was actually a purple sector.
Yeah, it was. Sector 2 was purple. And as he comes across the line,
very rapid lap. Oh man,
that is a 26.7. That moves him up to P6.
Good, so he saved himself.
And Basket also went through as well, which has actually pushed Albie and Henke into the drop zone. But Albie is on a lap. So who else have we got coming through soon then? So Osso is out. He will be starting from P20. We've got Red Dog, I think will be our next one through of the drop guys. So he's out there in the minute in the middle of Sector 2. He's just going through turn 11. And RG Stooge, I think his name is, he's just coming up to 11 now, so he'll be crossing just after Red Dog.
He's going to be hoping for, so he's 3 times up on his time, well almost 4 times. That wasn't the best exit out of turn 13, but we'll see. He should be safe.
27.6.
Oh,
so
that's not looking good.
Out.
Yeah, IG Stooges, his final.
That's it then. So we have got our drop zone guys. We've got Robin FR, IG Stooge, Teddy Henke, Red Dog, and Osso Bosso are out in Q1.
So that means we're moving on to Q2, which means that everyone who qualifies in the top 10 has to start the race on the tires that they do the fastest time on in Q2.
So this is
real
where
F1, that doesn't seem to be the case anymore.
Yeah, this is where we'll see a mix of tyres now. We'll see guys coming out on mediums. But then some of them may go, my time wasn't fast enough, and then jump back out on softs towards the end of the session.
Yeah, that kind of happens all the time. I guess because all the cars are equal performance, and because the drivers are in similar tiers, it's very difficult to have a performance advantage from a driver perspective to be able to outdrive on mediums. So someone on mediums to outdrive someone on softs is very, very difficult.
Oh, for sure.
So, yeah, like with Spain, like I went out on mediums only because I knew that I felt fast even though I wasn't fully comfortable with the setup. And it was risky. Like I literally only got on at 10.
Mental. Have you seen the actual difference between P1 and P20? Just under 1.1 seconds.
Oh wow.
There's 0.845 is P16, so you had to be within 3/4 of a second, which was P15. He was 0.743 slower than P1. So if you weren't within 3/4 of a second, you weren't getting through. That's actually really close.
Wow, yeah, that's crazy close.
I mean, I thought we were kind of close in Tier 3, you know. We've had kind of P1 to 12 or 13 covered by a second. These guys are doing it within 3/4 of a second. That's mental. So we do have a few drivers going out straight away on medium tyres by the looks of it then. We've got Hampstar, Basket, Colin, Cynics, Balks, Albi and THX MDG. And they are all out on the medium tyres. We do have another comment coming through. Yeah,
Yep,
absolutely also. Insane lap times. But to be fair to you, you were only like a second slower than these guys.
Yep, definitely. So what do you think is going to be the strategies that these guys are going for? Do you think the guys on the mediums are actually thinking about a one-stop strategy, medium to hards?
To be honest, I will be surprised if there isn't a lot of medium to hards. But it's whether they can get their times close enough to the soft runners to stay inside the top 10. That's going to be like the difference.
Yeah, but Bahrain is one of those tracks where the two-stop and the one-stop, even though when you set it up on the strategy, they may show very, very different times. You can actually get two very competitive alternative strategies here.
Oh, for sure. I mean, the amount of times that the game says, oh yeah, you need to do 2 stops, but we know we can manage 1 stop. It's unreal.
Exactly. Because with Bahrain, the softs are fast, but they're not fast for very long.
No. I mean, I do find that it's like Abu Dhabi, because it's a night race, it's cooler. The track temperature's cooler and your tyres don't wear as much as they would during the daytime, so you can kind of push them a lot further.
Yeah, you can, but it's dangerous. It's so dangerous at Bahrain because you need those rears to be as good as possible. Because if you're pushing around the track on tires that are too worn, then you can ruin your entire race by overcooking it. So that's the thing. You can yeah, there are tracks that you can push with worn tires. Like Silverstone, you can push really long at Silverstone because there's not many corners that require fast traction over them because all the corners are fast. Exactly. But here, you really don't want to be on old tires.
No, that's it. I mean, it comes down to how many times you have to almost stop the car to get around the corner. And this is one of those tracks that you've got a handful of them. Whereas, like you said, somewhere like Silverstone, there's really not that many. There's probably 2 or 3 really heavy braking zones. Turns 3 and 4. You don't have to heavy brake into, I think it's 6, as you come sort of Luffield. Like, you don't need to heavy brake into those. So that's a track where you can get away with worn tyres, but this is one that you seem to have to brake quite heavily a lot of the time.
Yep.
You know,
definitely.
turn 1, turn 8, turn 9. The last turn, you have to brake quite heavily into that. So,
yeah, and you have to be mindful of the degradation of the tires as well, because sometimes you got to brake a little earlier than you had to initially.
Yeah, I mean, I found the degradation around here seems to favour your front right, so you won't get any real wear on the front right, but all the other 3 seem to get about even wear if you get your tyre pressures right.
Right.
Like, it's almost no wear on your front right in comparison to the rest. I think I did a handful of laps on a set of mediums in the practice session, and I had something like 20% on the front right, and the rest were all at like 35-40% more. There's almost no wear going on to that front right. You don't load it up a lot around here.
Somebody's at a 127.1 already.
Yep, and we just had a 26.680 from Bruges. As Dan goes in with a 26.881.
So there goes Bruce making me stuff what I said in Q1.
Do you know what? That Drofter's done it again with a slow lap. I wonder if he's doing a burner lap. The same as he did in Q1, he sets like a 133 or something. Which makes me wonder if he was on a burner lap.
Yeah, but that's that for burn a lap. That's extremely slow. You'd at least want to make it still decently competitive, just
Yeah,
in
I'm
case you
just.
don't get
Oh,
to.
we've had a drop out there, and I think that is turn 3. Let's see if I can just quickly jump on. No, I can't catch it, but it is. That's THX is out in P11 at the minute, but there's still guys to set times. And he looks like he dropped it out of turn 3. So that is one of the Williams drivers is out here, and we lost the other one in Q1. So it's not gone well for the Williams boys here. And as
Yep,
one of the
definitely
Williams
hasn't.
boys, it's not good to see. But let's see how some of these times are getting on. Drofter's going really slow. As he's just entering the pits, that explains it. So Albie is coming out on a set of mediums. So some of these medium times really aren't that far from the soft runners. I think we could be seeing some of these guys actually starting on medium tyres.
Yeah, definitely. The only thing is that for sure, especially at this track, you don't want to do too many
No, not in
laps.
Q2. You don't want to do
Yeah,
more than one if you can get away with it. I think
because you'll
last
definitely
week.
screw your strategy because obviously in Q2 is qualifying. You're pushing the tires to the maximum. Everything's turned all the way up.
Yeah.
So the degradation that you take out in one lap could mean that you have to pit 2 laps earlier in the race.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I had to do exactly the same thing in Spain last week. It was, I'd been out, I'd done one lap, and it just wasn't good enough. And I had to stay out for my second lap to try and get out of Q2. And I had everybody's eyes on me as well. I knew the stream was watching me, and I knew the guys that I was in the party with were watching me. But I had to put everything on it, and I knew that the damage I would do to those tyres doing that lap would cost me in the race. I wanted
Yep.
one lap, and I ended up with 2 on it. So it
Wow.
can be the difference. So
Yep. That's why it's best if you're gonna do the mediums, it's best to get it right in the one go.
yeah, I mean it's the same,
Especially on
or
tracks
more
like
so on
Bahrain, tracks like
softs.
Spain, not Spain, sorry, tracks like Bahrain, tracks like France, where the degradation is ridiculous. You
Yeah,
don't
I
want to
mean
do two
the
laps.
degradation around France is terrible.
Yeah,
I think I saw a set of softs pick up about 3% wear in one corner. I think it was turn 11 at France. It's crazy.
and that, and that's without locking up.
Yeah.
Wow. So we have Jay Hart now. He's out on the hot lap. And Colin
Yeah,
as
I'm
well.
just
Now
on
he's
board
in
with
sixth.
Albie at the minute, who hasn't set a time yet. We've now got Teabag in the comments, just having a little look what's going on. The usual commentator for these guys. Just coming to be nosy how good of or bad of a job we're doing tonight.
You're welcome, T-Bag.
Yeah, it's alright, we'll pick up your slack.
Okay, not a bad exit of the turn 10. A little squiggly, but you know, that's fine. Took a lot of curb there,
Yeah, a lot of curb.
but that might be bode well. Oh, yep, nope, don't
Oh,
do
no.
that.
Yep, that is exactly what we said, don't do it, turn 12.
Don't do that. The
As
ironic
Drofter
thing
gets in the
though,
comment, evening lads, so evening Drofter.
even in drop, yes, I will say though, which turn is that? That is
That was turn 12.
right 12. I will say that I did practice going up on that in quali, and you can do it. You just can't. You can't kiss it. You have to actually put a wheel completely over it, and you actually cut down the time by a tenth
Yeah.
of a second.
You
The
have to
problem
go
is
for it.
that yeah, the problem is that you can do it during qualifying, but you cannot do it during the race because the car is a lot heavier, so it bottoms out on that curb. So I was like, okay, I'll just not do it.
Yeah, T-Bag drops in the comments, says, remember, Spa Hotel or comms? He chose the Spa Hotel. You
Yeah,
can't
makes
blame
sense.
him.
Fair choice.
I'm just on board with Jay now, as he's coming through turn 8.
Yeah, but for the next one, T-Bag, you can have the best of both worlds. You can do comms while you're in a spa hotel.
He's not using an ERS, so I don't think he's actually on a lap though. I think this is a ERS gaining lap. So we'll see who else is on a lap. So Cynics is actually very slightly up on his time as he comes out of sector 2, and he's just coming across the line and goes 0.2 faster. So that moves him into P7.
Yep, P7.
So I think Albi is going again, and he seems to have made it around the problem with turn 12 this time. So he should improve quite significantly. Go 6.7 seconds faster. 28.2 takes himself into P9.
That's on a medium. Yeah, that's definitely not competitive time compared to what the other guys have on the mediums right now.
But the thing is, he's only just in the top 10, so if I was him, I wouldn't feel safe there. I'd be considering the soft tyres.
Softs right now. Yep.
And then you've got Drofter and Island. They're both mediums, but they're going to have to go out again in P11 and 12. So Hamster is now on his outlap, and he's gone out on softs. And he hasn't got a time, and neither has SX, who is still sitting on mediums in the pits. With 3 minutes to go, I think I'll be chucking on a set of softs and going hell for leather. So Albi is still going for it by the looks of it though.
Yep. So what's at stake in this race right now? We have, as you guys know, Drofter is he's just run away with the lead. So he's definitely got the championship in the bag. I can't remember seeing Don Rabico in this.
No,
race.
I think Rabico's out tonight. I think Island, the guy in P11, I think he is the replacement for Don Rabico tonight.
Right, so that means Colin, Lafalo Colin would definitely be smiling because Rabico's second currently with 158 points, and Colin has 147 points. So he'll be hoping to get some good points today, while Rabico gets none.
Yeah, that's it. All he's got to do is score a handful of points, isn't it?
Yeah, we have a battle for P4 between Bruges and Albi. They're on 103 and 102 respectively. So there are a couple of battles going on for different positions right now in tier 2, tier 1. So this should be pretty interesting.
So we're down to about a minute and 30 now. And best jump on board with somebody who's actually doing something. I took my eye off the screen for a second there. I was trying to see what was happening in tier 2s. Because I've got my iPad open with the tier 1s, and I've just opened my phone to see what the tier 2s are doing. But we have got Hamster out on our lap, who has just purpled sector 1. And he's coming out of turn 8. It sounds like he got a bit of wheel spin out of turn 8.
Yeah, right now the fastest time in tier 2 in Q3 is 1:26.8. So not too far off what the times are here.
Cammy as well.
Yeah, it is.
Cammy
Let's see what the tier 1 boys can do if they can
stick. So
if they can really push some time here and improve on this 166 that Bruges currently has.
So that is a purple sector 2 as well at 1:05.3. This could be a pretty fast lap from Hamster out there. Interestingly, Drofter seems to be out on the mediums.
I'll be still in the pits on his mediums. So he'll definitely be
That is P4
nervous
at 27.1. I'm going to jump on board with Drofter. He's just started a lap. And he's actually out on the mediums. I'm surprised this late in the day. That he's
he's confident, man.
Yeah, I mean, we know he's quick. And, I mean, he's already got the title wrapped up, so there's no pressure on him here. So, see quickly just while he's going around there what's going on.
9. Turn 10. That's a good exit over turn 10.
That was a good exit at turn 10 as well. A lot of people tend to
Pick up
spin
back
the
on the
tyres
slope.
there. A lot of the runoff is
That's a
taken there for turn
lot.
11.
Yeah. He's really using the track.
Oh yeah, he's using the track and a better runoff.
Yep, he's not going to take the risk there though.
No, not at all. That is purple middle though.
Yeah, he's definitely pushing. He's
105.5.
utilizing
He's 5.4
all the
seconds
track.
faster in sector 2. Which already puts him into the
Wow,
27s.
he really threw it around turn 14 there.
27.1 on mediums. Yeah, he was confident.
Yeah, definitely.
So we've got one last person who's got a chance of getting out. And he does. P7 for Ireland. So we're losing.
The good thing for Dropper is that he's only had done the medium runners in they've only done one lap.
So we're losing Cynics, Jay Hartnell, Albie, Basket and THX. They will be the guys we lose. What's nice to see is there's not a lot of people crashing out. They're going out purely based on the times they're setting.
Yeah, which is good.
Because
so the medium
that's
gauge
something we do see, especially with turn 12.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So we got... Looks like we actually have 4 medium runners in the top 10.
Yep. Which isn't often you see that.
Yeah, so that gives a bit of confidence for persons in Tier 3 on Sunday looking for alternative strategy.
So, again then, we are losing Cynics and Jay Hartnell, Albie, Basket and THX. And again, look, everybody's times within 1 second.
Including the medium runners, that's crazy.
Including the medium runners in the top 10, yeah, all within a second. 4 of them are on mediums.
Yep, so that means in the drop zone, as we said, Mad Dog, Basket, Emil, Albie, Jay Hartnell, and Cynics are out.
Yep, they are out, but they will get free tyre choice for the race.
I see Cynics has the Jamaican flag, so my fellow Caribbean brother.
Like I said, though, they get free tyre choice now, but these guys here that we've still got for the top 10 shootout will be starting on the tyres that they just set their fastest laps on for Q2. So this is all about go as fast as you can and abuse the tyres as much as you can for Q3. Yep. We know how to do that.
Yeah, so what was generally your strategy here in Q3? Do you use scrub tire, for instance, or you go with completely new tires?
I normally go for a completely fresh set of tyres here, because what I normally do is I use a set of soft for Q1, and I keep the second set of Q1 tyres spare. Then I use Q2 for Q2, and then Q3 for Q3. And then I've got a spare set of softs that if I need them for the race, they're there.
Right.
But it doesn't always work out like in Spain, I had to abuse them.
Yeah, similar strategy, but what I do is like, so if I set a time on like the mediums and I get through, I may go on the softs and still in Q2 just in case I need to do a time.
Yeah.
So then when I come back in, I would just go back out on those scrub set as my first lap in Q3 just to set a rapid time, and then
yeah, and then you got a fresh set if you need to improve again.
Yeah, exactly.
We got out first. We've got Ireland out first. That is a very shiny helmet. So we've had Noah Wicken saying, "Let's go, Lucas," and he wants me to spectate Lucas when he goes on a hot lap. I can do that. In fact, I shall jump on board with him now because everybody's on an out lap. And just as I switched off of Ireland there, the tier 2s were on board with one of their McLaren drivers as well, and he went completely off track.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So this is in round turn 12 then, staying off the curb. Don't need any mistakes on the outlap.
That looks low. Shaky. But we'll see what time he puts down.
See, that's how you want to take a bit of curb. The way Lucas did there, that's what I was saying to you about before, that you can take a bit of that that last curb, get your car straight a lot faster.
Yeah, for sure. Bahrain is all about kissing the curbs.
Absolutely.
There are a few curbs that you can completely mount, so the curb at turn 2.
Yeah, you can completely chop that to pieces.
Yeah, but for most of the other curbs, it's about kissing the curbs.
Yeah. A little bit too much on that one there. I think it looked like it threw him wide as he went through 4. And run over that one at 5, 6, and 7.
Yeah, those two there he just went through, those take a bit of confidence, because you can take that flat out, but...
Yeah, you've got to know that your car's going to tip slightly left, slightly right, and know how to counter it. If you get it wrong, you get a bit of snapback on the wheel or whatever.
Because you can't be reactive with the counter, you actually have to be proactive, so you actually have to start counter steering before the car actually loses it, so you have to completely know your setup and be comfortable with predicting how the car will behave.
Stays nicely off turn 12 there again. You can take a lot 13 here, but he just about kisses it. Stays well on as we get our first time from Ireland, a 126.298.
Wow, 126.2.
I did say that we're going to be in the low 26s or the high 25s. That was my prediction.
Yep. I figured
from Lucas there.
The high 25s will be very difficult though.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Really slow time again from Drofter there. I'm not sure what his plan is here. But he keeps just doing this really slow lap and then coming back round for a flying one.
I think maybe he's so confident in his pace, because clearly he's using all of the track. Like, he's not playing it safe, he's using all the track. I think he's so confident with his pace that he knows that, okay, he's just going to leave it to the last minute or the last few minutes so no one can really react to the lap that he's going to put in. So we'll see if it plays out.
As Colin there has actually almost broke into the 25s. That is half a tenth off of breaking into the 25s. So that was a quick lap. And I was just looking back at the tier 2s again, and P1 and P2 for pole position are split by 0.006 of a second. That's close.
Yeah, very, very, very.
This is the joy of having 2 devices. You can keep on board with both of them that's going on. Yes, also insanity, and there is a 25 look. Drofter has broke into the 25s.
It was going to happen.
Absolutely was.
No,
I've noticed a lot of these Ferrari guys like the number 89.
89.
Yeah. I see a lot of the, I don't know, but I see a lot of the Ferrari drivers with the number 89. I keep seeing it on them. I think I see it in the tier 2s as well.
Yeah, interesting.
But Dan's like, nope, I'm going to have unlucky 13.
Alright, it's Friday the 13th. Might be unlucky.
It's only unlucky if you believe that sort of thing. So we're going to go for a lap here with Dan then. See what he can do. In fact, there is only 2 teams with both drivers in the shootout, which is Ferrari and Mercedes.
Yeah, tier 2 just started their race, so tier 1 we will start ours soon. Quickest time in tier 2 was actually a 126.7, so this time already is ridiculously quick.
Absolutely. I'm mistaken, there's 2 Alpines as well I've just spotted. There's so many different blues, it's hard to tell them apart some days. Between Williams and Red Bull and Alpine, ridiculously silly amount of blues.
And if you're slightly colorblind, then I guess Mercedes would be difficult to pinpoint as well.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you mean you see how it is, Aiden? Just, you have to drop in and just give people abuse, don't you?
Seems like you offended the amazing Aiden Gray. I wonder what you did. What did you do, Aiden? Just let the whole world know.
You know what it is? It's because I'm usually commentating Tier 2, and he likes me being in Tier 2 just to give him some stick. But I'm not there tonight because I'm covering for Teabag. That's what he's upset about. And Lurchy Gaming there saying hello. You alright, Lurch? So Dan comes through with a 26.6. And I believe we've only got one car actually out that might go for a lap, and that is ODD Lucas. So we'll just sit on board with him for now.
Yep, so the current time, so Dan is on fresh tires, he's out. He got up. Most of the other guys are in the pit, so it's going to be definitely be a crazy shootout with all 10 of these guys.
Patching Tier 2? Do you mean ditching Tier 2, Aiden? I mean, if you're going to give me stick, at least get your spelling right. Good. It's nice to hear you doing alright, Lurch. Don't hear from you much these days. He was just saying he's doing okay. He used to race with us, so... It's probably confused at why I'm on Tier 1 as well. So that is almost a full 10th faster from Lucas. As he goes into turn 8 now. Didn't sound too much like he had in the wheel spin there.
Final turn? Oh no, that's definitely not going to be a competitive thing.
No, it's not. I think it's going to pits. Yeah, he's been out and done his lap. So there's 2 minutes 30 left. If people are going to come out, now will be the time.
He could get back out, but it's going to be very, very tight.
Yeah, it will be. I mean, it's about
like his out lap.
130 a lap. Yeah. I think the minimum you can come out with is like 2.7 laps of fuel anyway. So you can just hammer the car anyway. As Hamster is coming back now. As his...
Yeah, he's not going to get back.
That was a lot off the track. Yeah, and that has invalidated as well. That's unlucky because he was actually up a bit there. So that is Lucas then going to be out. Because he's not going to get in and out again in about 20 seconds.
Yeah, definitely not. I don't think Dan will either, but we'll see. Drop us out.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea, T-Bag. Get Lurchy making a return for F122. Aiden will stop talking to me now because they're racing.
Yeah, that's definitely it for Dan, for sure.
Yeah, that will be, that's it. There's not enough time to get on an out lap now, so Dan and Lucas then are done. There will be no more laps on those.
Yeah, but there's definitely 8 persons right now that can do the...
Hamster will be the first one round, so I'm sitting on with him for his last lap. Looks like it's all happening in Tier 2. They're already racing. They're 2 laps deep. And we've not even got to end the Q3 yet. So that is Hamster's flying lap.
Well, 3 people are in the pits already, so clearly something happened in Tier 3.
Yep.
Sorry, Tier 2.
Tier 2, I know what you meant. So let's see what time Hamster puts in then for Sector 1. And that's 3 almost 4 tenths faster.
Yep.
That's a big improvement. It wasn't purple, but that's still a brilliant amount of time improvement there.
Okay, let's see what Colin will do.
I'm going to drop back on with Colin as soon as this lap's completed. It looks like the two Alpines are giving each other a bit of tow as well.
Oh yeah, they're almost too close to me, if you ask me. While
Yeah,
he's
they
6
are a
tenths
bit
up,
close.
this is going to be a decent time. It probably won't be quick enough for pole unless he gets a really crazy exit.
No, I don't think he'll manage pole, but
he'll
still
definitely
it
jump
should
up.
be a good time.
Yeah, he'll definitely jump up a couple places.
And that is 7/10 improvement. It goes up to P6.
So let's see
And
who's
it
next.
wasn't
We have
Colin, it was
SX.
Essex. That's who I was needed to jump on board with. Because
I
they're
think
both
SX will
Mercedes.
clip him, provided. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Wow.
he has P4.
A 1/10 improvement pushed SX up about 4 positions. That's to show you how
And
competitive
Ireland's just gone up
the
to
things are.
P3 with another 1/10 improvement. Colin goes
Wow,
fastest,
Colin's on pole.
25.901.
Let's see what Drofter's going to do. Drofter's going to jump up.
Drofter
Nope,
is
Drofter's
slower
Einstein.
as well, coming out of Sector 2 there, so I don't think he improved.
He didn't. I don't think he did. Wow, that Tier 1 shootout.
That was a heck of a shootout. I did say I'd be surprised, but I said low 26s, high 25s, and with that's exactly what we got. So we've got Colin then on pole position with a 25.901, and then Drofter will start alongside him on the front row. Balks and Ireland will be on the second row. Essex and Bruges will be on the third row. Hamster and Noodles on the fourth, and Dan and Lucas will be starting from row 5. So we'll have to see how this goes.
Yep, that's all we can do. See how it goes. The rest is up to them now. We're just in the top 10 there, but there's 10 other guys that can be in this. Anything can happen.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
So we are about to start the race. It's Bahrain. 5,000, over 5,000 kilometers. We've got 29 laps in a 50% race, 15 corners. There are 3 DRS zones, but really and truly it could actually be 4 because that back straight as well could be a DRS zone.
Yeah, I mean that
yeah,
back straight's not got DRS, but if you get a good run out of 13, you can quite easily pass up with the slipstream. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing about Bahrain is it's a powerful track and it requires good downforce to quickly get around the twisty middle sector, but finding that balance between the 1 lap pace that you saw in qualifying just now, like guys getting to 25. But the balance of that 1 lap pace and the consistent racing laps is very difficult to find.
Oh, for sure.
Because you know the rear tires, they definitely take a beating through the traction zones. So the balance at Bahrain is definitely the most important thing. So focus on setup, on the race.
Yeah, it's all about our balance setup.
Yeah.
Ooh, tier 2, they're 5 laps in and they got the first safety car.
Okay, not terrible. Could have been lap 1.
Screen's a bit blurry to me, but I think it's Matey Boys crashed. As Chloe drops into the comments and says, best of luck all the guys tonight.
Yeah, the good thing about Bahrain too, you gotta be mindful of is that the pit stops are pretty short, about 20 seconds I think per pit stop, so you can actually still get back in the race.
Oh, for sure. I mean, T-Bag said that Colin can take P2 in the drivers if he picks up just 12 points.
Yeah, and the formation lap, and we're going.
See what tyres everyone's on. So they're all on either mediums or soft. Interestingly, everybody from P11 downwards has chosen to start on fresh mediums. The only ones that are starting on the ones from Q2 is P1 and 2, which is Colin and Drofter, and then P4 and 5, which is Ireland and Essex. So this will be some different strategies.
Yeah, but it's very interesting that everybody from 11 to 20 starting on mediums.
Yeah, that's what I
Generally,
mean. Everybody who got free
yeah,
tyre choice starting on the mediums.
FM back like 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, if I would actually start on the softs. Because it would set my strategy, it would offset the strategy with the others around me, which I think is the more important thing.
Yeah.
Because if you're on the mediums, then it means that even if you're faster than someone, you might get stuck behind them.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want, is to be stuck behind someone.
Yeah. So it's best to have the offset strategy where you got the softs, you got the traction. Then when you pit, like you don't have to worry about them. You just make sure that then you can focus on your own race. But no, everybody in the bottom 10 has to focus on everybody that's ahead of them up to from 20 right up to 11 because they're on the same strategy.
Yeah, it's all about who's going to pull the trigger first and who's going to go for the undercut when it comes to pit stop time.
Yeah, exactly. Who's going to run longer and then decide to do a one stop by just popping on to the hard. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting race. There's so many options that are available at Bahrain because the one stop can work, the two stop can work, you know.
Yeah, I mean, if they could get, say,
With a safety car or two,
18
a
laps
four stop
out
could work.
of those mediums, they could just be looking purely at one stop onto the softs. I mean, the predicted pit stop strategy is 12,
might be a bit
14,
difficult.
medium hard, or medium soft medium, 11 something I couldn't see, and then 18, 20. So probably at 11, 13 and 18, 20. So
Okay, we got the last.
yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to
the
sit
rear.
on at the front. If you want to just sit on at the back and just see if anything happens there at the race start.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm just trying to find a good angle to watch these guys from. There we go. 3, 4, 5.
It's not
Lights
changing
out.
for me right now.
Lights out.
All right, so let's see.
Looks
what's
like a
gonna
good
happen
clean
down.
start so far. It's going to be
Yeah,
all
it
about
does.
turn 1 though.
3 wide into turn 1. Let's see how this goes.
Oh, that's close. But that is bollocks up to the lead of the race.
Got some persons dropping down.
I think that's THX. He started around P13.
Yep, THS
And
basket
Lucas
and
as well.
Seems they got caught up in something.
See if we can just see what's
But
going
they
on.
all seem to have their wings, which is good.
Yeah, it looks like all the wings are intact, so maybe it was just a bit of a bump and shove at the front there.
Yeah, Balls has got
Or
the lead
further
and he's
up.
already pulling out DRS for when that's enabled.
Yeah,
So
but
he's
the thing
definitely
is then
making
he's
those
going to
softs
be,
work.
yeah, he's going to be making those softs work and he's going to be thrashing the softs. And then he's got to think about if he pushes them too hard now, trying to get outside that DRS zone, is he going to struggle on them towards the end of his strategy, or is he going to be forcing himself into a two-stop?
Yeah, he probably will, but the good thing is that he wouldn't, once he stays on the DRS, he actually would not be helping the guys behind because
Yeah.
if he helps them, then he still has to trash his tires to stay ahead of them when they have DRS.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
I think
he
he's
wants
doing the right thing.
a bit of a gap, but I don't think he wants to overdo it. I think he
Right.
wants to go for like 2 seconds and then just gap the guys behind him rather than pushing.
Right.
Because it's that pushing that he's doing now that he doesn't want to be doing once he gets a nice gap on them.
We got the two Alpines right up behind each other. Let's see what's going to happen here. All right, they're playing it safe. That's good teamwork.
I mean, the two Mercedes are very close together. They can play the team game here. But the thing is, it also looks like they may be on the same pit stop strategy as well.
Exactly. Exactly. So one would definitely have to go a little longer than the other.
Yeah, I mean, if they actually are talking to each other, as we've got 2 drivers are out, that's Hamster and Noodles. Where are they gone? That looks like they might have come together. Can't see what's
And there's
actually...
two people in the pits already,
yeah.
so they would have changed their tires.
That is a full
Something
course
definitely
safety
happened.
car.
Safety car. Wow.
The safety guards actually followed the 2 drivers out of the pits.
So already got a safety car. Not sure what happened there. But the two
No.
Mercedes being in second and third, if one of them happened to be on the soft, that would have been perfect for them because that person would have been faster. That person would have gotten ahead
Yeah,
and then pulled the
exactly.
person on the mediums along in the
What this
DRS.
hasn't done though is it hasn't helped Balks because he's now in that position where he was pulling out that gap and he was trashing his tyres to do it, and now the safety car's closing them right back up again.
Yeah, honestly, if it was him, I would probably just cut my losses and pit because the time that you will lose when the race gets back up, yeah, so he faked it. The time that he will lose when the race gets back up to full speed, when he has to pit 4 or 5 laps later, he's going to lose a lot more time than if he pits now and lose a couple positions and doesn't have to pit for a
Yeah.
while.
He's got to think about where to pick up the safety car as well. There we go. I was going to say, because I know it doesn't start moving, it's a bit like Spain. It's just less blind.
Yeah, I think
Spain, you come around the blind
probably,
turn 3 and the car's not moving. Whereas here, you come out of turn 3 and it just starts moving as you approach it. But it's still easy to overtake.
So those guys, THS, Mad Dog, and Albi, would have just pitted if they can catch up to the back of the pack.
Yeah, well, they should.
Yeah, some of the other guys pit, and they can actually make up a couple positions and kind of minimize the damage, so limit the damage that they would have gotten from having to pit so early. So that works out in their favor.
Yeah, I mean, I think
they can catch up.
THX is probably thinking that already, even before the safety car came out. He's obviously thinking a long stint on hard tyres. Maybe he was thinking medium hard, but this may have swung him round the other way now. So he's going to do the hards and then pit for mediums later.
Right, or you can do softs as well. It depends on if there's another safety car.
Depends how far he
at
can
least
go.
he has options. Yeah.
But on the plus side is at least he's had a chance to catch back up again, so that pit stop for a change of wing and all that cost him 25 seconds or so. It hasn't actually compromised him completely.
Yeah, some of the guys are definitely going to pit as well, so the good thing about it is that we'll see, let me see how many stops everyone made.
So Osso's come quite well out of this.
Yeah, definitely.
Osso's up 6 places from last place to P14.
Yeah. Let's see who pits.
Oh, so we got so Robin's up 7, Henke's up 8, Red Dog's up 8. So some good positional change. No.
Interesting.
No one's pitting yet.
That's very interesting. None of these soft runners pitted.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those you could, but then do you compromise your entire, sort of strategy that you're already doing?
Well, you would, but the fact is that when you pit, if you pit no, everybody's moving slower, so you don't lose as much time. And so let's say you're on the softs, then you can pit from medium or hard. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I guess we'll see because you can't do too many laps on the softs around Bahrain anyway.
No, you're probably with any kind of pace looking at something like, I would say 7 to 10 maybe.
Yeah, so depends
how hard you push them as well.
Yeah, so like Bob, he was definitely pushing for those first 2 laps, so he has about 4 decent laps left with his softs.
Yeah, before they start to kind of decline in speed.
Yeah, so I think, and then when he pits, he will be pitting on the full race speed, which means that the time that could have been saved by pitting on the safety car and then changing his strategy to something that would offset whatever everybody else is on. But we'll see. They're the drivers. They know what they're doing. They have their reasons for making these decisions. So we just have to see how it plays out at the end.
Oh, for sure. So safety car is in this lap.
So he's already backing the pack up. We'll see how this goes. Is he going to go early or is he going to wait?
I think he's going to wait right until the corner. Give that safety car as much time as he can. That safety car is now in the pit lane so he can go. But he's not. He's holding back still.
Yep. I guess he doesn't want to give a long tour.
No, definitely not.
Yes, yeah.
There he goes.
He's on now.
Got a bit of a jump there.
Yeah. That was smart because the more he can shorten that run, the better for him.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And he got a good bit of a jump there on the guy that didn't quite expect it when it happened. He's already pulled almost a second.
He already pulled a second. Yep.
And that's just in those 3 turns, so. There's been a bit of movement going on down at the back there. Not really sure what's happening, but Lucas seems to be struggling.
Does he have his wing? Yep.
Yeah, he's got his wing. He doesn't appear to have any damage. He just seems to have just dropped from somewhere around about P10.
Well, he's already pulled out a second.
1.2, yeah.
He's also using a bit more of his DRS than the others. That may be a reason why.
Yeah, but it's only around 10% that he's using more, so it's not significantly more.
Right. Trusted up behind the Mercedes.
So he has pulled out quite the gap now, but how many more laps can he do on these tyres?
Well, as far as he's concerned, it doesn't really matter. Pull out the gap and deal with the consequences. At least it means the guys wouldn't have DRS, so it would make it a lot more difficult for them to get back in.
Yeah, like I say, pull a gap and then just, sort of gap them. Don't push any harder. Because then you want to start conserving your tyres a little bit. Make sure that they get to the point where you want them to before they start to drop off.
Yeah, which is why the decisions are puzzling to me, because if you're pushing the tires to trash them, it means that you're looking to pit pretty soon and not push them for too many laps over the recommended amount.
Exactly.
So I'm not sure, but again,
if you're pushing that hard, you're trashing your tires.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what's really going on, but we'll see.
There doesn't seem to be much of a movement, although Cynics looks to be making a move here on Red Dog.
Yeah, we've got Dan
he's backed out for that. But they are still quite close through 11 and 12. Quite close to the little battle there. Everyone else is just sort of following each other at the minute. That was the closest, but that seems to have backed off slightly.
14 and 15 is pretty close.
Yeah, that's what I was just looking at. He had a little look. Now DRS is enabled.
Yeah,
they won't get it down the main straight. It's a detection zone. So we have actually lost one of the Haas cars there. Out at turn 13. So the 2 Haas's right now are way down. So let's see who else is close. Drofters seems to be quite close to the back of the Mercedes. Okay, I said Drofter, why would you be watching the McLaren? I hate it when it does that. You flick across quite a few of them and it stops on the one before.
You've got 11 and 12 as well, right on behind each other. This is going to get touchy.
Alright, let's just have a little look down
Cynics
here.
and Red Dog.
Yeah, Cynics and Red Dog, these have been going out for about a lap or so now. I've been half keeping an eye on these two.
This is going to be, he's braking early, so that's good.
Should be a move done to the DRS, but then it is a part of the DRS train, so he may not get it.
He'll get it, yeah, because...
nah, he's backing out, I think.
He has a great defending by Red Dog, though. He closed the door. Give him a little bit of space. Just in case.
Yeah, he gave him the space, but at the same time, yeah, he defended his line and then he stayed out wide and carried himself around.
Yeah, and credit to Cynics. Also, he backed out at the end, just playing it cautious, so he needs to get some credit for that as well.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Red Dog though, he's got almost no ERS left, whereas
No
Cynic's still
ERS.
got about 30% yet.
Yeah, but he's got the DRS ahead of him, so that's the only saving grace he's got right now.
But with less DRS, as we do get our first 3-second penalty as well.
He goes for it. That was a great.
So that 1.2 second gap is now decreasing. We're down to 0.8. So those tyres have to be going off now, unless he's backed out.
I think you mean bolts?
Yeah.
I think he's in a good position.
I think he is, but the problem is now he's got the Mercedes behind him are gonna have DRS on him now.
Yeah, which is fine because he's on his sauce. What I think his strategy should be is basically push until the Mercedes causes you to lose time because you have to defend against him, which is probably about no. Because he's
I was going to say he's right on his gearbox.
And then just pit. Because it means that the soft tires would have done what they needed to do, and you don't want to compromise your race by slowing yourself down when there are others behind as well. So I would say probably go one more lap and then pit.
Yeah, so Cynics has actually made a few places. He's up to P10 now, overtaking Teddy Henke, THX, and Red Dog have just switched places as well. So, and also they're still in P14. Just for the joy of his fans, he is actually in the points. Although he is in an Alfa Romeo to crash it. Nah, I'd never expect him to do anything daft like that.
Colin's really pushing.
Yeah, this is that point we were talking about. As Red Dog now picks up a 3-second penalty too.
Where do you pick up the penalties in Bahrain?
Track limits. As Teddy Henke does the same thing.
Okay, I wasn't expecting to see too many.
Yeah, there'll be a few. A lot of them will be cutting too much of turn 5.
Right. I think this is playing into box hands right now. You've got these 3 medium runners on 8 laps that are not particularly pulling away from you, Pat, because here's a slow sauce.
What is Henke doing? I've just seen Teddy Henke pick up a 3-second penalty, and as sooner than I explained to you where they might be getting 3-second penalties, then he picked up another 3 seconds. I had to double check that he had actually picked up 6 seconds and it wasn't like a mistake.
Oh well, Essex, I may have the Essex who got taken.
No, he's 2 guys have just done him on the back straight.
Oh wow.
And it wasn't in DRS either. Which means they may be running less downforce. Yeah, he's pitting as well. That seems quite early for a set of mediums.
I think maybe he's telling himself he needs to undercut these guys since he probably can't get them on pace. Just pass him. But yeah, this is definitely working in Bolt's favor. He's been pushing those.
He has pushed on to the hards now. So that will probably be at the end.
Hards. Yeah.
As that is Colin into the lead.
Yeah, I wouldn't fight Colin here. I would just stick in behind and get his DRS.
Staying behind and get DRS. And then maybe think about pitting now.
Right behind him.
Like I say, he's got to think about pitting off those soft tyres now.
Yeah, it depends, because if he can stick in Colin's DRS, then it means that he can actually get him, Colin to pull him along even further on those sauce, and then literally just go on the hards to the end, or one stop.
Maybe. Thing is, the hards should be able to do 19 laps, no problem.
Yeah, definitely. Provided it's not
theoretically, he could pit now anyway.
Yeah, I got a funny feeling. I don't think he will.
No, I don't.
We'll see.
No, I don't.
He will. It depends. If he sticks into
too far back now.
If he sticks into Colin's DRS, I think he's going to go again. If he drops out of it, I think he's going to pit.
He's in.
I think that's what's going to make his decision. Yeah, see?
He's within DRS, so he stayed out. Although we do have one into the pits, which I think is Bruges. Yep. As Jofter has just taken the place.
Yeah.
Just in the background.
So he's in a great position. He's just getting pulled along, like.
Island there's going for a move as well. Yeah, that's
So now
Ireland
he's losing
through as
time.
well. Now he's losing time and position.
Yeah, now he's losing time. Because
And
now
next
what
one
is
down the road
actually...
is Dan coming for him as well. Now they are on the
Wow.
same tyres, but Dan hasn't been pushing as hard on his.
Right, so what could actually screw his race now is if any of these guys ahead of him now decide to pit for hards and do a one stop as well.
Yeah.
So he needs to hope that they don't pit for hards.
Yeah, I think he stayed out too long. Maybe a lap, 2 laps too long.
Lap too long. Yeah, but I figured he was just hoping to stick in the DRS and then let that make the decision whether he would pick that lap or
Jay's
not.
just
But
made a move there on Robin as well. That was DRS.
yeah,
Got any other movers further down? Doesn't look
well,
like
he
we
definitely
do.
has to fit this lap.
I'd be surprised if he doesn't.
Yeah, especially with another soft running behind him.
It's going to go down to a little battle between Drofter and Colin here for the lead.
Yep, Drofter gets DRS. They might go a little bit
DRS.
too far back. Oh well, he's gaining pretty quickly.
Yeah, but neither one of them's using the RS. No, he's backed out of it.
Yeah, he just pulled out to the right to make himself big.
Bollocks has pitted.
Get Colin nervous.
And he's gone mediums.
Medium?
Yep, he's gone mediums. He must be going 2-stop, surely. But if he's doing 2-stop, why didn't he pit sooner?
Why didn't he pit earlier, right?
Unless he's going to try on 1-stop medium.
End.
Soft medium, yeah. I mean, it's only 17 laps.
Possible, but it's tough though.
Oh, it's going to be tough, yeah.
Yeah, but because he was able to do 11 laps on the soft simply because of the safety car.
Yeah, the safety car would have helped.
Yeah, this is interesting. This choice is very interesting.
Yeah, it's a strange one, but if he thinks he can do it.
Yeah, right now Mad Dog is actually not in a bad position with his cards.
Yeah, so T-Bag's just said that these two, that being Drofter and Colin, are actually very, very good with their ERS usage. Like, they don't just abuse it down the straights like a lot of people do.
Right.
So obviously you get your small amount gets used, but it's like now both of them are just letting the game use what it uses and conserving the rest.
Colin didn't even use any ERS just now to defend from Drofter. Like,
no, there you go. Drofter used a little bit, and then before he crossed the line, he switched it off again because DRS were carrying the rest of the way.
Yeah. Colin actually started to use his late. He used it when he realized that Drofter was getting on him.
As that's now Dan into the pits as well. He's going mediums. That's also into the top 10. Ooh, Red Dog and Henke are having a little battle here as well.
This is looking definitely...
and I think also is about to go for a move for P9.
What do you guys call him? THS MDG?
THX, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think he's in a decent position because about 20-second pit stop in Bahrain. They got 1, 2, 8, 9, 13. So he would probably jump everybody by about 7 seconds when they all pit the medium runners. So if he can hold on.
Yeah, it depends if he's thinking about pitting again as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, MDG is what T-Bag says.
Okay. All right, cool. Thanks, T-Bag. Yeah, so he's definitely in a good position right now with those hards.
So he's 12.1 behind the leader.
That's good for him.
So,
I mean, the
that's pretty good considering where he started.
Yeah, exactly.
Where he was on the safety car, yeah.
Because these medium runners would only have about 2 or 3 more laps of acceptable performance.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, his tyres, those hards, they would have come in probably 4 to 6 laps ago. You get those first few laps of scrubbing on them, and then the stocks come in really well. So he should have had a few laps good on him by now.
Yeah,
and they should. I mean, in all theory, carry him close to the end. I would have thought. I don't think they'll take him all the way because that would be a big ask.
But if he commits to it, he has to go all the way because it doesn't make sense pitting on lap with 3 laps to go or 4 laps to go.
Yeah, but 26 laps on them. Surely that's quite a big ask because they're only about 20, 21 you normally get out of them.
Right, true.
So I mean, it's doable. I think it is perfectly doable, but I think it's a big ask to try and go all the way. You may just dip in towards the end and think fastest lap as well if you can.
Yeah, everything is a bit spaced out now.
And T-Bag says, Hods ain't that bad around this track as it goes. No, I agree. I was doing some practice on them earlier, and I found that the hards were much more steady than the mediums for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. I tried the mediums, and they were a bit dodgy, a little bit like at Kota, where they get a bit like you're driving on sheet ice at times. Whereas the hards were fine. I had no issues with them.
Yeah, the hards aren't bad. But they do get me nervous around turn 12.
Yeah, I think that's everyone that gets that.
The long left and right hander, you can actually feel the traction not being as good going through those fast corners.
Well, that is Robin in the pits and Basket in the pits. Robin has come back out on the hards. And Basket hasn't actually yet changed his tyres. He's also going on the hards.
So for some reason the leader is pulling away from...
So T-Bag says that as long as there's no safety car, MDG should be able to take those tyres to the end. They seem to go on forever. It's the softs and the mediums that drop off quickly around Bahrain for some reason. The hards just seem to go and go and go.
Yeah, if he can get those guys up front to battle each other.
Yeah, I mean, as it stands now, he's about 13 seconds behind them. So, I mean, when they pit, it's more than possible he can overtake all of them.
No, he will overtake all of them. It's by how much he will.
Yeah, it's going to be probably a handful of seconds, but then they're going to be on faster tyres. Theoretically.
They will be. So it depends on how fast they are. If they can either a second per lap, or
I mean, if these top guys can, the top 4, if they can hold their tyres for another 3-4 laps, they could go on to the soft, which will make them a lot faster than the hard, and they'll be fresh as well. But I still think he's in a good position, although saying that, he's just, and I pressed the wrong button, he's just lost a few places there. He's just lost 3 places. Yeah, I think he had a bit of a wobble out of 1, 2 and 3.
Yeah, that's it over for him right now. Because he lost about 7 seconds. 8 seconds.
Yeah, about 8 seconds he lost. Which was probably a spin then in the beginning part of the track.
Yeah, he was in a great position to someone coming from the back.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate.
Yeah, threw it away.
But
yeah, Teddy up behind Dan.
Two who's not paid it out too well though is look where Bolts has come out now, P9, and as it stands, he's 24 seconds off of the leader.
Wow, okay, so that didn't work for him at all.
No, that hasn't worked for him at all.
So did he, I wonder if he made a mistake. Because his strategy wasn't terrible. He shouldn't have been that far back. He probably made a mistake.
Robin's just overtaken Albie. That's because Albie's not on track.
Yeah,
quite significantly far off track as well. What is he doing?
Yeah, Boxcar is only 4 laps old though.
Oh, he's lost an end plate.
On.
The Cynic's now in the pits for us at Hodds.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Bolt pitted on lap 11 or 12.
Yeah.
But his tires are only 4 laps old, so maybe he had to pit again.
No, it's because he hasn't hit the end of the lap yet.
Oh, okay.
Cynic's needs an invite. 1 second. Can you send? Was it, yeah, Cynics, I think is who T-Bag was on about there. An invite, please. As we've got J-Doy in the comments, how's it going? It's not going bad, J-Doy. More to the point, why are you in our comments when you're supposed to be racing? Should be under recently played with people. So let's see what's happening. So THX is fairly close to the back of his Williams counterpart. And he's gone past. But that I don't think was going to be Red Dog holding him on. Okay,
so you got ID Stooge, Noodles, and Hamster. So there's 17 people in for the last 11 laps. These medium guys are definitely doing the one stop.
They have to be doing
17 laps.
There's nothing else they're going to be doing going this deep into the race.
Wow. If somebody has to do something early.
It's going to come down to who's going to pull the trigger first.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they're going to try and undercut the guys ahead. And this is that sort of ballpark where they'll start thinking about doing that. Around lap 19 or 20 would be my guess. But THX is doing well. He's sneaking back up the order.
Here.
What's the gap he's got now? Oh, I would look, but the stupid games decided I don't want to see the gaps anymore.
Yeah, it's not showing me either.
And Nick is in there saying, come on, Osso. So what you have to realise at this point, Nick, is that Osso hasn't yet pitted. He still has to pit, but he is doing well up there. He's in the top 10. Considering he started from the back. So that is wrong way again. Red Dog's now in the pits, so he's 18 laps on his tyres. As Henke is also in the pits and picked up 5 seconds for speed in the pit lane.
Wow, he's just having a day.
Yep, so THX is P5 and he's 23 seconds behind the leader.
Yeah, so he'll end up behind that pack for sure. Yeah, he was in a great position though, especially considering that those guys are doing a one-stop
those places away. Maybe just Jay's.
Yeah, just Jay's, but the others will definitely come ahead of him.
Yeah.
But he also has to be careful of Box, who's right up behind him.
So Red Dog's gone onto the hards, and Henke's gone onto the soft. I would have been more surprised at this point that Red Dog hasn't gone onto the soft as well.
What? Red Dog was on the mediums, right?
Yeah, he was on the mediums. He'd done 18 laps on the mediums, and he just threw on hards.
Interesting.
This late in the game, I would have thought he was going soft.
Unless he's banking that the consistency of the hards will offset.
Carry him to the end, yeah.
Yeah, offset.
I don't think it will. Oh, here we go. We've got the guys in the pits.
Alright, let's see how this turns out.
They are all going on to the softs.
Actually, he may get positions.
I think he's gonna get J's. Don't think he's gonna get. There you go. There he's taking J's. Although Bolts has just passed him.
But he's not done terrible at all.
He's got Island as well.
The challenge is now to defend those positions, but at least he's got one person between him and the guy Island behind.
Yeah, he's got bruises in the way there. So that's not actually paid off too badly for him.
Yeah, if he did not make that mistake, he would actually be in the lead now by about 8 or 9 seconds.
Yeah, for sure.
With 9 laps to go.
This actually looks like it's going to pay off for him.
Yeah, whatever position he gets, he'll just be feeding himself that he made that mistake.
Yeah, I mean, bearing in mind that at the safety car he was P18.
Yeah.
Right back there with Albie. Albie's still P16 and he's in P4.
Yeah, and he's still staying with Bolts now as well.
Yeah. So he's going to be staying within the DRS window, which is going to help him defend from Ireland behind him.
Yep. It's going to be difficult seeing that Ireland is on exhaust, and he has a lot more ERS, but we'll see. If I was him, I'll probably just let Island pass and stick with Island, his DRS, so that he can pull me along to box.
Yeah.
Because eventually he will get boxed as well.
I thought he might be pitting soon, so I thought I'd jump on board with him for his fans. I can't hurry up and get back to Tier 2, Aiden. I think I'm on Tier 1 next week as well. Because Teabag's gone away. I give you bad luck not being there. You give yourself bad luck. So Osso has gone on to the soft tyres. And he's come out in P13, so we'll pick up a couple of points. It's not too bad. THX still inside the DRS window. Bruges right behind him as well. There's not a lot actually else happening on track at the minute. Henke's not a million miles off Basket. And Drofter and Colin are still going at it, but they're kind of sitting one behind the other at the minute.
Yeah, because they don't have an advantage. They're both on soft tires. The ERS are pretty much, you know, Drofter's ERS is at 37%, and Collins is at 27%.
Nice. So Aiden says he crashed out in quali and then retired in the pits after. After needing another wing, race to forget. Yeah, that sounds like an average race with you, Aiden.
Never retire in the pits, you never know what can happen.
Exactly. That's why I never do it, even when I feel like it, because I'm having such a bad race.
Yeah.
You never know how many people crash. There you go, look, there's Teddy Henke crashing.
He's out.
See if I can pick that up. That is a victim of turn 12. As Cynics has just picked up 5 seconds for being in the pit lane.
Oh, safety car. So what does...
That is a full course safety car.
What does THX do?
That's what I'm about to try and find out.
Yeah, the others, the top 3, they can just stay out.
The top 3 will stay out. I think everybody south of them might consider pitting.
Yeah, Jay Hartnell doesn't have to pit.
No, he won't have to pit, and neither will also
Bosso doesn't.
Or Basket Ralby will already pitting. Lucas won't have to, but I think he's a lap down anyway on these fresh mediums.
Yeah, Osso's a bit far back though, so he may. I do think he can make up some positions if some of the guys ahead of him pit.
Yeah, I think a few of these guys ahead might. I don't think Red Dog or Robin will, although should they really? Because softs will be faster.
Yeah, so Box, we gotta see what Box does, what THX does.
They would only lose out to Osso as well, because Cynics has just pitted, so Cynics will be.
So Box stays out, THX goes in the pit, Bruce goes in the pit, Dan goes in the pit.
Dan's going in as well.
Will SF go in the pit? SF in the pit. Hartnell definitely won't go in the pit. So will Robin go in the pit?
It's down to Robin and Red Dog now what they do. Maybe Knox are fresh tyres. No, he's going in.
What? But what? Interesting.
6 laps
he could have made up. Yeah, he could have made up so much places by just staying out.
Yeah, but then would he have lost them all? And Red Dog's decided to stay out, pick up a handful of positions. But then this is going to be different. Is a fairly fresh set of hards going to be compromised against a fresh set of softs?
There definitely will be, but the thing is that now he has to get past.
THX has come out P9. With a fresh set of tyres.
With 6 lap all hards, that I think it was Robin that had the 6 lap all hards, right?
Yeah.
Right. It probably would have been better for him to stay out because there were like 4 or 5 persons ahead of him in the pits.
Yeah, but they also were scrubbed in as well.
Yeah, but they're now behind him. Sorry, he's now behind them, which means he has to pass 4 or 5 persons on track. That he could have just passed. Yeah, they'll be faster, but
Aiden said he was 20 seconds behind and there was only 3 laps left. Those guys must have finished quite far ahead of us.
Yeah, I think Robin could have stayed out.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about that with Robin.
Yeah, because now he's behind those guys who are all on the same car. If he stayed out, yeah, they would have been faster, but then they all would be fighting against each other, and he could probably just let them do their thing while he pulls ahead. I'm surprised Box didn't pit though. His decision is interesting.
Yeah, his decision quite interesting. I mean, he's going to be coming to the end of the line for those tyres pretty soon.
But he now decides to pit.
Drofters retired?
Oh, Box happens right through. Okay, his race is over.
No, he's just... And Bulk.
He retired?
Why have they just dropped in? As Red Dog has actually pitted now and decided to go for a fresh set of salt.
So Box retired, but his...
Box and Drofter both retired.
Huh?
I'm not sure why they did that.
I'm lost.
I'm completely lost as to why they did that. Oh no, yeah, when they retire, the car will come out onto track, it'll do a couple of turns and then it will just pull off out the way. There you go, look, they pulled off at turn 2. Those cars will be removed in a minute. So, THX, because of everyone moving around, has ended up back in P6 with also in P7. Go also.
I'm still puzzled as to what happened with Drofter and Box. Like, what happened?
I don't know. I've got no answer for it. I'm not entirely sure why they just did that.
Let me check the Discord and see if there's any info for us there. Yes, I'm definitely puzzled right now. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything being said in Discord, but it would be nice to find out what happened there.
Yeah, I know, it's really bizarre, I'm not sure why they've done it.
If the car may go another lap because I'll be... Oh, it's in this lap, okay. Let's see who'll call in this second restart for him.
So, let's jump back to the front and see how it goes. Seems like a fairly clean getaway from everyone. Doesn't seem to be anything major going on. Although Albi and Red Dot were going at it, fighting over P11 and 12. And SX looks like he's fairly close on the back of Osso there as well.
Yep, right now Bruce seems to be in the best position if he can get past Jay Hartnell and put Jay Hartnell between him and Dan. I think it might be his race to lose.
I mean, we know everyone's on fresh tyres, so... I mean, Albi's fighting with Red Dog completely unnecessarily because Red Dog's got 3 second penalty anyway, so...
So does Dan. Yeah.
Dan has as well, which means THX is going to take that place from them anyway. And Osso and a handful of other people are going to take the place away from Cynics as well, who's got 5 seconds, so... I think there'll be a little bit of movement going on with the penalties.
Yeah, Bush can just get ahead of Jay Hart now, which is what seems going to happen quite yet. Dan is definitely going to probably go for something here. They're both burning their ERS. Dan gets rid of his earlier than Bush, so Bush gets ahead to fight another day. But Dan gets a much better exit of the turn 3. But not enough to get ahead. Maybe Dan is running higher down first than Bruce.
Aiden's just dropped in the comments with, yes, there's an Alfa Romeo lad now on about Osso. Yeah, well, whatever points he picks up will be half a point, so sit down. Oh, it was Osso who actually picks up 3 seconds. And loses a place to Essex as well. And then gets it back again.
Yeah, THS is all over Dan. Oh, but not anymore. You got a bad exit over turn 10.
Try and actually sit on board with this. This looks like a little battle going on. As Jack says, come on McLarens, let's get it. And Aiden says, back to Williams you go. Oh, we have VSC. Robin's out.
Oh wow.
Drops it on the exit of 11. That's an odd place to have lost it. Oh, well, at least it's only a VSC, so it's not going to affect us too much. As long as nobody gets daft and picks up drive-through.
Yep, the guys up front are going to be happy with that VSC.
We are back racing again now, and
so the top three are definitely happy for that VSC.
Yeah, it's definitely helped him, hasn't it?
Yep. I still think if Bush can push, he'll be in pretty good position.
Oh, THX was thinking about a move there. Positional change.
Yeah, it looks like, you see, because it seems like Dan's setup is a tad higher downforce than the guy ahead of him and the guy behind him.
Yeah. Quite an interesting little battle they're having.
Yeah.
With a couple of laps left.
Here. Yeah, see if it's using
Dan's got a lot more ARS as well.
Yep, exactly.
Well, is it me, or does Dan's car just keep lagging very, very slightly?
Yeah, it's lagging slightly up for me as well.
Yeah, I thought it was just me. As also drops down to P9.
Alien is on behind Colin. Oh, he's going for the move. He's going for the move.
Yeah.
Is Colin going to stick it? Yeah, Colin is sticking it. Colin is sticking it, not giving up.
He's going to sit behind him, yeah. He'll probably go for the DRS. He's probably going to play this smart and wait until the last DRS he can possibly get past there. So his island can't come back at him.
Yeah, I think Bruges is probably going to go for the move. Now once he gets a good exit out of turn 10.
Comes out on a fresh set of mediums.
Which he...
Not entirely sure why he did that. See, THX is still on Dan, but they've both got DRS, so it's making it hard to get past.
But Dan has a lot more ERS.
Oh, a hell of a lot more, yeah.
Yeah, see, Dan is being very cautious in turn 12.
Yeah. He may not like turn 12.
Very cautious in turn 12. Yeah.
But then he is using a lot of his ERS out in turn 13 till the run down to 14 now.
Yeah, he's probably trying to make it back up, so he's probably aware of the thing he's losing there in turn 12. Because THS almost running you back of him.
Yeah. But the thing is, they're both almost out of ERS.
Rouge is going, he's going to get Hartnell. Exactly.
Yeah, just about. I can see that on the front of where I'm watching from down.
Yeah, those 3-lap younger tires definitely showing the benefits.
Dan's going for a move on Jay as well. He thought about it, but then backed out, and he's got THX trying to go around the outside of him.
Yeah, this is going to... Oops, looks like he got hit.
Oh, Dan's gone. He span it.
You sure he wasn't tagged by THX?
I don't think so. It didn't look like it. I mean, he may have, it just didn't look like it from what I was watching.
Yeah, because I'm not sure. I didn't actually see it, but it looked like it was tight. I didn't see the contact.
Yeah,
But based on
it's
how the
difficult.
car
Oh, there
spun,
was, yeah. I just watched it back on the stream. There was a little bit of contact from the back. I missed first time watching it.
right? I figured because I didn't see the actual contact, but the way it spun, it looked like it was
Yeah,
more loss of.
I thought he'd lost traction and just gone sideways. I didn't see. There was just a tiny bit of contact. I just didn't spot.
Yeah. Because THS was he for some reason he was actually getting pretty close to Dan through the corners.
Yeah. He may just have more downforce, but that is actually the last lap. I hadn't even noticed. So,
so Bruges did well.
That.
He got P3.
Yeah, so that's Ireland P1, Colin for P2, Bruges for P3, Hartnell P4, THX P5, Essex P6, Albie and also the two Alfa Romeo drivers P7 and 8. Cynics and Basket, the two Alpha Tauri drivers in P9 and 10. Dan is going to be 11. Red Dog will finish P12. And ODD Lucas has finished in P13.
Yep, so that's pretty unfortunate for Dan.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, he could have gotten some decent points there in his battle for P4.
So, driver of the day according to the game goes to Osso for picking up the most places.
Yes, that's battle for P6, so that's unfortunate. At least Jehu is not here, so any points he gets, any points Dan get would be fine. Jay Hartnell probably will jump up in that point for the P6 since he's currently on 85, and I think he would have come third, right?
Yep.
So fourth. So still good points for him.
Yeah. But that does move Colin, even in P2, he goes up to P2 in the championship, because that's 20 points he scored. And Ireland gets fastest lap there.
Yeah, I think THX still did pretty good in the end, starting at 15th on the grid.
Started P15, ended up all the way to the back and finished P5.
Then making a mistake when he was in good position and getting P5. Yeah, no, that's really, really good.
I think that's a good result from him there.
And also starting in P20 and getting P8 in Tier 1 as well.
That's
to be mentioned as well.
Absolutely, that is a good drive from Osso.
Really good job also. Just do the complete opposite in Tier 3 on Sunday. We'd appreciate that.
No, we want him to do the exact same in Tier 3.
Oh,
I need my teammate to back me up. So that is the results of the Tier 1s then. Unfortunately, we did have a few DNFs, but it's Ireland, Colin and Bruges on the podium.
Yes, indeed.
So I think we'll call it a day at that.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
we will be back on Sunday.
Who's taking it with the fastest lap as well. So yeah. Great race.
So yeah, we'll be back on track Sunday then, and more likely than not, I will be back here next week.
Brilliant.